Hamlet Broken Down, Act 1, Scene 1, lines 1 through 30. The play starts with Bernardo and Francisco. And who are they? Well, they are guards. And where are they? They are outside the castle of Denmark. And when is this taking place? This is happening at midnight, the time that Francisco leaves his duty as guard and goes home, and Bernardo comes to take over and work the graveyard shift. And what is happening? Well, as Bernardo approaches Francisco, it is so dark that they cannot even see each other. And so Bernardo cries out, "Who's there?" And Francisco responds, "Nay, answer me. Stand and unfold yourself." Now, this is what you would expect if you approached a security guard or a police officer in the night. No, you answer my questions and stand here. Have you got ID? Let me see your driver's license. And you'd probably have a flashlight in your face. Nay, answer me. Stand and unfold yourself. Unfold yourself means to reveal yourself. And because it is so cold, this could even mean remove any warm covering over the face. Bernardo then speaks to let Francisco recognize his voice. "Long live the king!" And Francisco does recognize his voice, and perhaps he's removed a hood or something from his face. "Bernardo?" And Bernardo responds, "He." Now, this peering into the darkness and this sense of not knowing who's out there and crying out, "Who's there?" This all builds tension for the scene with the ghost. And also this sense of darkness is for Shakespeare's audience. For these plays were performed in the daylight in Shakespeare's time. So when Francisco realizes that it is just Bernardo coming to relieve him, he says, "You come most carefully upon your hour," meaning that Bernardo has taken care in coming into work right on time. He's been careful in being punctual. And Bernardo concurs with this. "'Tis now struck 12. Get thee to bed, Francisco." And Francisco, who is so cold and feeling depressed, responds, "For this relief, much thanks. 'Tis bitter cold, and I am sick at heart." Then Bernardo asks Francisco that if he happens to see Horatio and Marcellus as he walks home, tell them to hurry up. Horatio and Marcellus being two more that will join the midnight watch. And Bernardo calls them the rivals of my watch. And rivals here means to keep pace with or keep up with. But they end up arriving, and there's another "Who's there?" When Horatio answers with "Friends to this ground," he means relax, no need to fear. We are not enemies. We are no threat. We are friends. And Marcellus adds to this with, and liegeman to the Dane. Liegeman meaning a devoted subject or vassal of the Danish kingdom. And then Bernardo speaks, what? Is Horatio there? And Horatio responds, a piece of him. And what Horatio means by this is that it is so cold and so late, and he's not in bed, and he's probably sleepy. So he's not all there. And so now it is time to get down to the business of the ghost, and the reason why Horatio is even there. Bernardo and Marcellus are guards. Horatio is Hamlet's best friend. So when Horatio asks, has this thing appeared tonight? He's asking if the ghost has appeared that night, and the answer is no. Now Marcellus reveals exactly how Horatio feels about the ghost, and basically that he is a skeptic. Horatio says 'tis but our fantasy, meaning that Horatio thinks they are just making it all up. And so he will not let belief take hold of him. He refuses to believe in the ghost. But Marcellus tries to convince Horatio by saying that, hey, we've seen the ghost 2 times, right? Once might have been bad indigestion, but 2 times is something else. And he calls the ghost a dreaded sight, meaning he was in great fear. I'm not imagining things. This thing scared the shit out of me. So don't tell me I'm making things up. And lastly, in trying to convince Horatio to believe in the ghost, he's actually just said, you know, come along and see it for yourself. Therefore, I have entreated him along with us to watch the minutes of this night, that if again this apparition or ghost come, he may approve our eyes or accept what we have seen. They not only have brought Horatio along to make him believe that the ghost is real, but they actually want him to speak to it. But Horatio waves all of this off as nonsense. Tush, tush, 'twill not appear. Tush, tush meaning a term of dismissal or disapproval, that the ghost will even appear.